So why did we not get a Fallout 3 remaster? I wanted it, you wanted it. Isn't that like reason enough? Well, unfortunately, no, that actually isn't reason enough, and I'm sure most of us know that. But either way, in this video, I actually want to explore and look at some of the factors that likely went into this and Bethesda's actual comments on why we didn't get a Fallout 3 remaster and whether or not we'll be getting one in the future. This is a video you guys actually wanted. I made a post on my YouTube channel saying, hey, if you could force me to make one video, what would it be? Many people suggested this one, so I'll probably do stuff like that in the future and actually make some of those videos. If you want to subscribe, you can participate in that. And in addition, because I don't like leaving things on a negative note, in the next few days, I should be uploading a video called How to Create Your Own Fallout 3 Remastered, showing you a lot of the currently available overhaul mods for that game that you can download to really change your experience. So hey, there's two reasons to subscribe. Either way, a lot of people are really expecting a Fallout 3 Remastered this year for a number of reasons. The main one being it is Fallout 3's 10-year anniversary. Fallout 3 was of course massive for Bethesda. Fallout 4 was their best-selling game of all time, and well, there'd be no Fallout 4 without Fallout 3. That's one of the main driving forces behind a lot of people expecting something, but in addition, there was actually a highly reputable Nintendo leak that came out showing a Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition for the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, that was subsequently proven to be fake because there is no Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition, but that was definitely one of the more notable leaks that a lot of people did believe. And even at the conference, Todd Howard got a little fast and loose with the word anniversary. He talked about one major anniversary, and I know I personally got real excited. I was like, all right, here it is, the Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition.
Thanks again for all your support of Fallout. It's been 10 years since Fallout 3, our very first one. And it's been an incredible journey with all of you. We do have another Fallout anniversary that we are celebrating here at E3. It is the 3-year anniversary of Fallout Shelter, which we...
But no, Fallout Shelter's 3-year anniversary apparently was more important. So what actually happened? Why aren't we getting a Fallout 3 anniversary or remastered edition? Todd Howard gave his own thoughts on this, so I'll play a short clip on the interview and then we could actually dissect what he said in that.
All right, now it's a big anniversary for Fallout this year as well. Fallout 3 anniversary. You guys gonna celebrate in any way?
The Fallout anniversary? Like a remaster? Is that what you're...
Yeah, so fans want something?
We aren't right now, but you can play Fallout 3 actually on Xbox One. It plays in 4K. It's amazing. So it's still there. You can still experience it.
So of course, one of the major takeaways is Fallout 3 is already backwards compatible. It's not like on the modern generation consoles you can't play it. You can play it, and actually you can play it in better quality than you could previously. Better quality just meaning higher resolution, but specifically Fallout 3 has an Xbox One X enhanced version, which isn't something to just ignore. There definitely are significant improvements on that game that you can notice when comparing the two. A lot of people say, well, oh, it doesn't work on Windows 10. All right, so maybe you're having that experience, but personally, I downloaded one mod and Fallout 3 now works almost flawlessly on Windows 10. It took me all of 20 minutes from the time I clicked download game to actually get it working. So I don't really view that as a significant problem either. Obviously, it'd be amazing if it just worked out of the box, but the fact that it doesn't, I don't think justifies a remaster. And depending on how much of a deep dive you really want to take onto Todd's words in this interview, he technically does say we're not working on a remaster, as in Bethesda Game Studios, or even more literally, you could say he's talking about the Maryland branch of Bethesda Game Studios, but that does leave the possibility that a third-party company could be remastering the game. I don't think that's likely though. So those were Todd's first set of comments, and probably the one that a lot of you guys have seen. That interview was way more public and got a lot more views, but there also was a GameSpot interview where he talked more about Fallout 3 Remaster, remasters in general.
Have you considered going back and remastering all the games? I know there's a lot of Morrowind fans out there who will absolutely kill me if I don't say something about it.
We're actually more interested in working with platforms to have, and Morrowind runs backwards compatible now. Yeah. So that's whereas I like remasters, I like the charm of the way it was.
Back then.
Personally, like when you watch an old movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm much more interested in how can we work with Microsoft, Sony, or PCs to make sure that game works well. That if you want to play it the way it was, you can install it and play it and all of that, as opposed to it's that same game, but it looks really, really different. That's just my own personal preference.
Okay.
In my eyes, this interview is way more of a nail in the coffin. It more so solidifies the fact that no, a remaster is not a current work in progress, and it's probably not coming anytime soon. Todd Howard is the director of Bethesda Game Studios, so he largely has oversight in all of their different projects. If your director feels this way about game remasters, that they should largely stay on the old platforms and in their own styles to bring back nostalgia, I wouldn't really imagine that he's going to be dedicating a lot of resources to remastering games. We even know that Skyrim Special Edition was more meant to be a proof of concept than anything else. And since I know it's going to be something people comment about, why did Skyrim get the remastered treatment and Fallout 3 can't? Well, one of the major reasons for that is Skyrim takes place in the Creation Engine, while Fallout 3 takes place in, I believe, Gamebryo? The Creation Engine is what they used for Skyrim, Fallout 4, and seemingly some version of it for Fallout 76. Fallout 3's engine is significantly older, and when you actually look at the two games, there are stark differences, both in just graphical quality and how some of the different systems work, like power armor usage, things like that. And of course, combat is massively different between the two games. If you try and take Fallout 3's old school combat and bring it to the modern audience, the fans that got into the series from Fallout 4 and Skyrim, they're going to be pretty disappointed. So that leaves you with a kind of weird conundrum. Do you bring Fallout 3 to the Creation Engine? That is a massive undertaking and would take a full development team to do. You'd almost have to recreate everything from the ground up. I guess some of the textures could be reused as well as some of the dialogue, but a lot of the assets would have to get recreated. And in addition, I'd say one of the other major reasons, specifically they probably never planned on doing a Fallout 3 remaster for the 10-year anniversary, is Fallout 76. Do you want two Fallout games coming out only a few weeks apart? Invariably, they would release Fallout 3 Remastered on the 10-year anniversary, which is in late October. Fallout 76 is coming out in early November, as did Fallout 4 and Skyrim. That small gap would hurt one of the games, whether it be people just playing Fallout 3 Remastered and giving a pass to the multiplayer Fallout, or people not getting Fallout 3 Remastered because they only have so much money and they want to play the new Fallout game. Those two games would absolutely compete, and that's just not something Bethesda wants. So that's largely everything. All of Todd Howard's comments on Fallout 3 Remastered or remasters in general. I would say it's not something we see more of in the future. I could be wrong, but based on his statements, I think that's the most obvious conclusion. But we're just going to wrap it up for this video, but we also do have today's Psych Fun Fact, which is going to be sponsored by BetterHelp. It's going to be a website where you can connect with literally thousands of different online counselors to get your mental health needs addressed, whether it be anxiety, depression, or even some psychosomatic symptoms, which I'll talk about a little bit in today's video. If you are interested, you can find a link at the top of the description. It really is a very versatile website and pretty much one of your best solutions if you're looking for online counseling. So yes, psychosomatic symptoms, which has like a bunch of different names, but that's the one I was always taught. They're also apparently called somatoform disorders. But either way, I'm sure most of you watching think of psychology as a mental health thing, whether it be a disorder, whether it be something that's good. But typically when you have a psychological issue, you assume that's associated with something with your mental health, and in turn affects your mental health, whether it just be feeling stressed out all the time, maybe you have a real lack of motivation, your sleep schedule is all messed up. Well, a psychosomatic symptom is actually quite distinctive and fairly common. Psychosomatic symptoms are physical manifestations of mental health issues. So take, for example, chest pain, headaches, dizziness, fatigue, etc., etc. All those kind of miscellaneous things. Maybe you just like hurt one day and you're not really sure why. There was actually a study done quite a few years ago that looked at 1,000 patients over a 3-year period, and whenever they had a chest pain or a headache or something like that, they tried to find the root cause of it. Well, what they found in this study is actually only 16% of those patients had physical reasons or causes behind that pain. So in other words, 84% of the people featuring chest pain, dizziness, headaches, fatigue, back pain, things like that, were experiencing those things due to something psychologically. Typically, stress is one of the leading causes of this. And something pretty interesting, this is actually culturally based. In the United States, it's not as common to have severe psychosomatic symptoms as a result of mental health issues. But on the flip side, in the Middle Kingdom, it's actually immensely common. Typically, people that are undergoing severe amounts of stress or other things like that actually do have intense stomach pain. Now, it's not to say that doesn't happen in the United States, it's just to say it's not nearly as common as it is over there. So the takeaway being, yeah, your mind's a powerful thing, and sometimes you don't even realize how much of your life it's affecting. Either way, I'm going to wrap it up for this video. As always, again, I thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.